Hello and welcome once again to my guide to desktop effects. I've learned a great deal about using Linux while I was off work for so long, so here it goes. This is my guide to show you how to get desktop effects. You must have a graphics card hooked up to your tower. If you don't have a graphics card, it's very highly unlikely that this will work. But if you need any information about Linux, just go to Google and type Wiki Linux Distros, and there you will find a Wikipedia site full of all the different Linux distributions that there are and all the details about those distributions. I find that the best Linux to actually download, the best version or distribution, is Ubuntu. So if you go to Google and type get Ubuntu, is the first one. It says download Ubuntu, and what you'll do is you'll download it to your Windows machine as an ISO file, and you can burn it onto a disk, and you can use that disk to install Linux on your machine. And there are many different distributions such as Ubuntu and Kubuntu and SUSE and Fedora, and there's many distributions. But after you have a distribution installed on your system, you need to have a desktop environment installed, such as KDE or GNOME. With a desktop environment allows you to do different things with your desktop, such as all the effects I'm about to show you now. The first thing, of course, is your graphics card for your motherboard. You have to install that. The second thing is that you have to install a distribution, such as any kind of Linux distribution. You have to install a desktop environment or enable for desktops. After you install your desktop environment, like GNOME, right now I'm using Ubuntu with a GNOME or GNOME desktop environment. And I've got several different desktop environments that I can log into. Right now I'm just using the GNOME, G-N-O-M-E. But after you install GNOME, you can enable 4, 5, up to 15 desktops. Right now I'm using, down here in the corner I'll show you, I'm using 5 different desktops right now. So on my spinning cube I have 5 different desktops instead of 4. You can have up to 15 different desktops if you want. You don't have to enable them all, it's up to you, but you have to have 4 to have the spinning cube. You have to install your AGP card drivers after you've installed the distribution and the desktop environment. Your graphics card has to be able to talk to your computer, so you have to download your drivers, and for Linux that's not easy, but it can be done. After that, you have to go into your settings and you have to enable desktop effects. And it's right here under your appearance preferences. It says visual effects. Do you want none, normal, or extra? And of course, if you choose extra and closed, then desktop effects are turned on. And after your desktop effects are turned on, you can get a lot more out of your system. You go to your package manager, which is in Ubuntu is called Synaptic. You go into your Synaptic package manager, and you type in Compiz, C-O-M-P-I-Z, Compiz, or Compiz Fusion, whatever you want to type, and just install everything that has Compiz in it, and just install all those. You can scroll down here, and there's a list of anything that says Compiz. Just install all those packages, and of course it's free. Everything about Linux is free. All the distributions, all the software, it downloads automatically for free. It costs you nothing. Okay? And then, once you've installed all the Compiz stuff, you go into, I don't need that anymore. You go to your, no, that's an update manager. You go into your package manager and install Compiz manager. You open your Compiz manager, which is located here under preferences. You might have to restart your computer after you've installed desktop effects. You might have to go and restart your computer for the Compiz manager to show up. But once the Compiz manager shows up, it's under System Preferences, Compiz Manager. The Compiz manager looks like this, And then once this is fired up, you can control all these desktop effects. And it's a very long list of effects that you've got. But the three that I just want to talk about briefly are the fire. You can paint fire on your screen, and the desktop cube and the rotate cube. You have to have both of these check marked to use your cube. And the Windows wobble, the wobbly windows, you want to make sure that that's checked. And once those three are checked, you can at that point start to use your effects. And like I said, there's a multitude of effects on here that you can use, and if you click on each one involves its own set of settings that you can change. But you're going to be going back to this manager quite a bit to get your effects set up. But the effects basically are like this. Any window that you have open will wobble at that point, and you can control the effects of this wobble however you want. And right now I just have it set just a basic factory settings on the wobble. And then with your keyboard you can control fire on your screen, and you can paint whatever kind of fire you want. You can write your name on it or whatever. And the fire is kind of like a screensaver application, but you can also move your windows while the fire is on, which I thought that was very interesting. And you can also shut the fire off just with a couple of keyboard strokes. And you can control the color of the fire and things like that as well. And the other effect, of course, is the desktop cube. Now, if you have Windows XP and you like to have a spinning cube on Windows XP, there's a program called Desk Space that you can search for and download if you want a cube on Windows XP, because my XP has it. But the only thing comparable to Desk Space is Compiz or Barrel. Now, Barrel is a program that does a lot of the same things that Compiz does. But if you have Compiz, you don't need Barrel. And if you have Barrel, you don't need Compiz. You don't have to have them both. But they both basically do virtually the same thing. But on the spinning cube, there's a couple of keystrokes that you use to spin the cube with your arrows. And of course, I can spin it either way. And like I said, right now I have 5 desktops enabled. And with my keyboard and my mouse, I can control this cube. I can bring it down and spin it around, you know, and just have 5 different workspaces. There you can see a pentagon, and I have 5 different workspaces that I can use. And this is convenient because you can have 4 or 5 windows open on each screen, so you can you can multitask. You can have 8 different things, you know, you can have 50 things going at once. And so you can get a lot more work done than just having one screen. So I hope this video was helpful, and I've showed you how to enable Compiz. But you must have, I mean, it's a must, you must have a good Linux distribution like Ubuntu, and you must have a graphics card and graphics drivers for your graphics card. You can't do it without a graphics card, and good luck. If you need any help, just email me. Thank you.